All right, so let's see. I think oh, yours is okay. So we have some options. Uh, if again, worst case scenario, we got dead cockroach. We got getting our frames back is plan A. Always plan A is just get your frames back. Like it kind of couples into one of my universal principles is don't be greedy. Take what is there, especially in a bad position. Like if I'm inside control, if I can recover a guard, then do that. Don't like necessarily think of, well, if I just like a lot of people, especially early on, they get caught up in like this. I saw this video on YouTube where I was underneath the side control, and then it ended up with me on top of a mount with an arm bar. Like, well, yeah, but there's a lot of ways that can realistically, if the path to get from underneath side control to on top of mountain and arm bar is like there's some pretty intricate movements that take some time to cultivate. Whereas like the path to get from underneath side control to underneath in a guard, pretty just like it's just about getting hips away and getting them back underneath. So don't be greedy. Work for your frames. Basically speaking, the dramatic stuff should only happen if the basic boring stuff stops working, right? Like that's kind of almost a good general principle for jiu-jitsu overall. Um, if I can't get my frames right away, then dead cockroach. Okay, fasten yourself to them, make them hard, make yourself hard for them to open up. If dead cockroach, if they're not biting, then we have a ghost escape, and then another good one is going to be this harpoon sweep. Now, the harpoon sweep people show different ways. One of the common ways you see actually a lot here is for inside control. They're going to hook a board of this bicep here, try to wedge this underneath, and get here. And then basically speaking, they're going to do like a shrimp to get away, and then when you follow, let's see, is this palm facing up? Yeah, I come on hold. Yeah. So that's how you hip escape and you follow. I'm going to bridge. I'm going to take you over that way. And that's a pretty cool move. I don't like it too much. The reason I don't like it is because if you know that escape, the second I get these grips, you know what I'm trying to do. I'm also putting myself in an arm triangle, like right away. It's like if I have to shrimp away, like, because I'll just show this real fast. So Jeremy, I'm going to try to shrimp away, and the second I do, I want you to take your right hand, push my knees down, and hop over to the other side. Right, so as I shrimp, right, and now I'm in an arm triangle. All because I did a super telegraph movement, right? In general, we want to disguise our attacks, or disguise the things we're trying to do. So if I'm doing like, say, so go ahead and put some pressure on me. If I'm doing like dead cockroach, what I'm actually trying to do here is get space. So I'm disguising that by going like, oh, I don't want you to do anything. So you're trying to like, no, I'm going to get space, I'm going to get space. And then when you get too much space, I can start framing. The second I start doing something like this, oh, you know exactly what I'm trying to do. This is super telegraph. This is super easy to block. Even if you don't hop over for an arm triangle, if I hip away, just sprawl back. Now I'm just inside control with like useless grips. I'll never take you, in a million years, you'll never take someone over when they sprawl back like this. I've had guys I've rolled with where I just sprawl back and I just wait for them to like deflatedly go, okay, all right, fine. So I'm not a huge fan of that. It's not particularly sophisticated in the sense of like getting, utilizing your opponent's movements and strategy against them. So what I do like is the really basic old school harpoon sweep. Now, sometimes they show it with the belt grip. I don't even bother with the belt grip because I'm going to use a press instead of a pull. I'll explain what I mean by that in a second. All I'm going to do is, if I'm here, I'm going to tip away, and I'm waiting for him to hit in, and I want to pummel that elbow inside. My goal here is to kind of strip my hips underneath and press his hip over. So this, the arm closest to the hip slices in. I kind of do a shrimp inside, almost, but it's like a super subtle, because you'll be going forward, right? And I'm pressing the hip. You notice how it's not so much like I bridged you over by lifting you, it's more like my elbow kind of moved your hip the first way, and once you're on, it's basically a hip toss. Once you're on top of my hip, you're easy to take over. Actually, I don't necessarily advise this, but I used to do, let's see, top, I would just grab a hold of somebody here, and then I would just like, work to get this. And then from here, you can take them over pretty easy. It's a bit of a risky move, but as long as you keep your hip connected, like that's the thing is, as long as my hip stays connected, you can't take my back, right? Like, I'm here, let's say I get up to this, it's like, as long as I stay connected, like try to take my back. As long as my hips, what gets the back taken is disconnection. There's that space for your hooks to come in. Right. Not necessarily saying advising that, but the point is, just to illustrate, if I can get you latched onto my hip, I can take you over. So if I'm here, let's say you have some good pressure, I put some yep. I'm here, I start stripping away, and then as you come in, my forearm, my elbow is what's taking you up the first, basically up the first length of the path. And once you're on my hip, I kind of just have to keep going.
And just because I can't see it, what's your other hand grabbing onto?
Not really much of anything. Let's see, let me do that one more time just to make sure. From here, you're going to put in pressure, I start stripping away, and then as you're coming in, like say you pressure forward, I would just kind of hug the head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Partner up, work it out. 1, 2, 3.